A number of sectors are currently protesting, demanding the immediate revision of the largest income tax ever imposed on monthly salaries and allowances. The Association of Professional Bankers protested opposite the central bank this afternoon. Although they are prepared to pay taxes, they say that the new income scheme is being unfairly levied. They say the situation has made it difficult to afford even the basic living expenses. 7 central bank trade unions joined the protest.
Compared to the amount paid last month, it has now increased by 6 to 7 times. This situation is unbearable. This is a very unfair tax. It is the professionals that make all the sacrifices in this country. The rulers increase their ministries. There is no justification for raising taxes for professionals while they preserve their own welfare. We hope to take strong actions in this regard in the future.
Later, the group attempted to march towards the Ministry of Finance. Later, the group marched towards the presidential palace. Later, the group returned to the central bank. While that protest took place at the central bank, several protests were organized across the country by the Ceylon Bank Employees Union. Bank employees from both private and public sectors took part in the protest. One of the protests were held along the bank of Ceylon Road in Fort.
We are not asking the government not to levy taxes. We are asking for taxes to be fair. Within the next few days, we will stop all work at private and public institutions across the country, take to the streets and demand the government to amend this unfair decision and bring the taxes down to a reasonable level. If the government cannot understand that as well, we will go on strike and work towards winning this Aragalaya. The Ceylon Bank Employees Union will lead this struggle from the fore. We are giving that assurance from opposite the head office of the Bank of Ceylon.
Another protest organized by the Ceylon Bank Employees Union was staged opposite the People's Bank head office this afternoon.
Many people had their salary slashed yesterday. The money that they were left for their expenses has been slashed. A majority of these employees are facing a risk of being thrown out on the streets.
Employees of private banks had also joined the protest staged along the Dali Road in Colombo. Bank employees also staged a protest in Gampaha demanding for the unfair tax regime to be amended. The Ceylon Bank Employees Union staged a protest in Kandy today.
Top officials in the country are leaving the country because of these taxes. If the banking system in the country collapses, that will deal a deadly blow to the economy of the country. We propose for these tax rates to be reduced between 6% and 24%. We propose that the amount of income exempted from the tax to be increased to 200,000 rupees. Although we have submitted these proposals to the government, no one is listening to us.
Private and government bank employees protested together opposite the clock tower in Kurunegala.
The people don't have medicine. The government is imposing taxes and increasing the number of ministers. They get fuel. Their staff gets fuel. Where do we go? Within 1 to 2 months, they will start saying that taxing 100,000 rupees of income is insufficient and we need to tax income of people who earn 45,000 rupees. They will say that the IMF told them to impose a tax. A few months ago, electricity tariffs were increased by 100%. 2 months later, they are saying that the increase is not enough. Electricity tariffs have increased by 500% now. This is a country that has taxed us for 75 years but cannot provide power for 24 hours.
University lecturers staged a protest against what they call an unjust tax policy. They question as to how they can continue their day-to-day lives, taking into consideration the taxes imposed on their salaries and allowances. The Federation of University Teachers Association of the University of Performing Arts staged a protest opposite the university premises today.
The government has decided to impose an unfair tax policy which affects the people. The professionals are worst affected by this. The question is, what power does the government without a mandate have to impose such taxes? I don't think the people of this country have given this government any right to take such decisions. The government is currently in a transitional phase. We are saying that an election is coming. Allow the people to elect a government that they want. The election is an opportunity to elect a government that implements a people-friendly tax policy. People can move forward according to the government they appoint. As professionals, we are ready for it. If not, we express our strong opposition against a corrupt government that is looting people's salaries in this illegal manner. We must make it clear that this tax policy has once again pushed this country into the streets and into a bigger and much more complex social crisis.
The Peradeniya University Teachers Association marched from the university premises to the Galahar Junction and staged a protest.
We are not the ones who dragged this country into this situation. These politicians have taken loans and misused them, and that is why we are facing this situation today. We staged this protest demanding a stop to collecting tax money from professionals in order to recover losses. When we conducted a survey, we found that 26% of our professors were ready to leave the country. Another 50% said that they are looking forward to leaving this year. If the majority of professionals such as professors, doctors and engineers leave, what will happen? This country will collapse.
Meanwhile, the port employees are also severely inconvenienced by the tax imposed on their salaries and allowances. The port trade unions, which participated in a joint press conference, emphasize that this decision should be changed immediately.
Everyone from the labourer to the doctor is affected by this tax. Once the taxes are deduced, they are left with less than 5 cents to take home. We will only give you a few more days. After this Black Protest Week, our next move will be more serious. We have no way to survive. We cannot bear this. Revoke this immediately. The port employees contribute around 10 to 14 million rupees to this country daily. Do not try to stop that from happening. We say with great responsibility, we need a solution right now. Let's do a review. We agree. We are not saying to slash 100% of these taxes. Let's stop this bill immediately and review it again. After reviewing it with the trade unions, we will come to a common consensus. But we have to question whether it is appropriate to implement such a tax bill at this moment. Employees have suffered a serious collapse. Now they are coming to the media and saying that this should be reconsidered. Some of them are saying that this tax is too much in Parliament. What a joke. Please review this tax policy. We are ready to step out as the Ports Authority.